Hello friends, this is Dibyendu Pal and I welcome you to my channel Civil Engineering Notes. I hope you all are good. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about Lawrence Wilfred Baker, aka the Laurie Baker, aka the Guru of Low-Cost Housing. Before we start, like this video, share this video with your friends, comment your thoughts and finally subscribe to the channel if you are new here. So without wasting any more time, let's start today's video after this small intro. In this video, firstly I am going to share a basic introduction to this legend, then going to say his life, principle and working style, his techniques of building low-cost housing and the awards he gained in his life. His full name is Lawrence Wilfred Baker, however he is popularly known as Laurie Baker. He born on 2nd March in the year 1970 in UK. In most of his working period, he spent his life in India and also died in India on 1st April 2007. Baker completed his education at his birthplace Birmingham in England. In his life, he achieved many prestigious awards including Padma Shri. I will discuss all this later in this video. Laurie Baker completed his graduation on architecture in 1937 when he was 20 years old. He served in the French Ambulance Unit in China and Burma, which is currently known as Myanmar, during the Second World War. He also worked for an international and interdenominational mission to care for those suffering from leprosy, but he involved himself with this work so deeply that his health was broken and he had to return to England to recover from illness. Here are some of his drawings. Believe it or not, Baker made all these drawings by his hand. He took out old pieces of papers from envelopes and other waste plain papers and made a diary-fashioned book. He always took this wherever he goes. Baker's excellent ability to sketch was one of the main reasons he never learnt Indian languages properly. Whenever people could not understand his language, he bring out his diary and scribble a quick sketch to explain what he meant to say. Now let's talk about the principle he followed in his work. First of those is his respect for nature. We can always see his consideration for local climate, prevailing wind direction and use of available topography while designing a house. Baker always tries to place small water bodies in proper places so that cool air can enter the house in the summer. Instead of using grill or wooden windows, Baker uses brick jelly for air movement, which comforts the inner environment, along with reducing the construction cost. Baker also made use of contours during planning to reduce the cutting works, which ultimately reduces the cost of the construction. Baker's second principle was to make the building cost effective. That's why he always used locally available materials such as brick, wood, scrap materials, etc. He also tries to reuse some materials when possible. We can also notice reduction of unwanted structural elements along with use of fabrication work in his design. Baker's third principle was to use minimum energy intensive materials. Materials like steel, glass, cement, which requires more energy for manufacturing as well as transporting, are called energy intensive material. In that place, use of locally manufactured and available materials like red brick, woods seems to be economical as their transportation cost is minimum. As an economical material, he also uses Mangalore tiles. Use of glass and steel was minimum only when it is necessary to use them. His another remarkable principle was waste minimization using local techniques and materials, which ultimately creates a cost-effective and beautiful building, including his own house, the Hamlet. If we talk about the design style of Baker, we can see a lot use of brick jalis. Perforated brick screen utilizes natural air movement to cool the interior of the house, and it also creates intricate pattern of light and shadow. His another style was to use traditional sloped roof with gravels and vent. Gable means the triangular side portion of a sloped roof. This sloped roof allows easy escape of rainwater, snow, etc., as well as it allows easy rising of hot air to escape through the vent. Baker's third style was the reuse of material. He oftenly collects suitable building materials, door and window frames from salvage heaps. Use of these old materials results in significant reduction in construction cost and also cause sustainable design to the environment. If we talk about the techniques of Baker's design, we can see use of rat trap bonds, filler slab, corbel, brick jali, terracotta roofing, frameless door and window, arches, etc. In this video, I will mainly discuss the rat trap bond and filler slab in details because other points are quite common, but still if you want a separate video about those, let me know in the comment box. I will make another video about those if required. So let's discuss about the rat trap bond first. Rat trap bond is basically a double wall technique in which two bricks are placed on edge with a cross brick between them, like this. And this produces 9-inch thick wall with an insulating air cavity in between. You can see different joints like L joints, cross joint, T joints, obtuse angle joint, etc. in two consecutive layers. These 9-inch thick rat trap walls can usually capable of being load bearing capacity up to 3-story height. An English bond of same thickness requires more than 350 bricks, whereas in rat trap bonds only 280 bricks are required, and it also reduces the number of joints, reducing the mortar consumption, ultimately causes cost reduction. Nearly 25% bricks, mortars and other costs can be saved by using rat trap bonds. Now let's discuss about the filler slab techniques. Filler slab is based on the principle of simply supported slab. Simply supported slab means the slab which is simply rest on the supports at the edges only. We know that the upper part of a simply supported beam or slab subjected to compressive force, which is taken by concrete, and the lower part is subjected to tensile force, which is taken by steel reinforcement. Therefore, the lower tensile region of the slab does not require any concrete except for holding the steel reinforcement together. Thus, by using low cost and lightweight filler materials, it will reduce the dead load as well as the cost of slab nearly 25%, as it requires 40% less steel and 30% less concrete. As we discussed, bottom portion of the slab takes tension by steel reinforcement. We can remove some of the concrete from the tensile zone where it is not much necessary, and that is the key behind the filler slab construction technique. Filler slab is basically a mechanism to replace the concrete from the tensile zone with the use of filler material. Thus, by reducing the quantity and weight of material, the roof becomes less expensive yet retains the strength of the conventional slab. The most popular filler material is the roofing tiles. Mangalore tiles are placed between the steel ribs and concrete is poured into the gap to make a filler slab. Lightweight and inexpensive materials can be used as filler material. These materials includes Mangalore tiles, burnt clay bricks, hollow concrete blocks, stabilized mud block, hollow mud block, clay pots, etc. Even coconut shells can also be used as filler material. When selecting filler materials, The following points should be kept in mind. First, the filler materials should be inert in nature, which means it should not react with the concrete or with the steel in the slab or the steel in the slab. Filler materials water absorption should be checked, otherwise it will soak the hydration water from the concrete. Third, filler material should be as light as possible so that the dead load can be minimized. Fourth, filler materials should be cheap in price so that it costs much lesser than the cost of the slab it is replacing. This is very important to achieve economy. The size and cross-section of the filler material should be checked so that it can be placed within the available space. 6. Filler materials should also provide insulation from outside climate. Moreover, filler materials texture should be matched with the desired ceiling finish requirements so as not to provide any ugly ceiling pattern. The dimension of the filler material will help to decide the spacing of reinforcement, and accordingly the depth of the slab and the other structural details will be worked out. Therefore, it is necessary to choose the filler material before the design is carried out. Before installing the filler material, they should be properly soaked in the water so that it does not absorb any water from the concrete. And while installing the filler material, one will have to decide from where the concrete will be started placing and how it will progress to cover the full slab. Filler materials like Mangalore tiles or clay tiles can also be installed in two layers, one over the other, thus entrapping an air cavity between the two tiles like this. If we talk about the advantages of using filler slab, here are few. First, it gives better aesthetic appearance. Second, it gives better insulation to heat. Third, it promotes reuse of materials. Next point is promoting sustainability and green concept. Fifth, embodied energies reduction. Sixth, carbon dioxide reduction. Seventh, considerable saving of cost, etc. In his life, Laurie Baker received many prestigious national and international awards, including Padma Shri and many more. He gets so many awards that I could not list them in a single slide. Here are few of them, and also this slide includes his rewards. He truly brought a revolution in low-cost housing construction. He engaged most of his life for that. That's why I mentioned him as the guru of low-cost housing. I will include a more detailed technique of his work in my blog, so check my blog if you need. Link is in the description. That's all for today, guys. I will be back with the AutoCAD tutorial series in my next video. I hope I did not disappoint you today. I will be sharing more topics on civil engineering on my blog and in this channel. So keep visiting my blog. Please share this video with your friends and follow us on social media from the link in the description. If you did not subscribe to my channel yet, press the red subscribe button and then select all notification from the bell icon to get notification when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.